What's the advantage for you as you approach it well behind the baseline?
To be honest, I think it starts with when I'm returning close, like many of the other players, I just feel like it doesn't work that well for me. Like I don't have this, I guess, fast reaction to react to the ball and be able to generate power from the serve of the opponent. So throughout my career, I tried different. Sometimes I was returning close, sometimes I was returning far. And with time, I just felt like, okay, I see that I win more points and I'm able to play better when I return from far position.
Oh, he's pulled off another. Incredible.
You're kidding me.
In general, I feel like it just brings me more victories to be far.
And I've always been so impressed by how quickly you're able to get back to the baseline, because I think a lot of people tend to get a little bit off balance if they're making those big strides. How are you able to keep level and on balance so that that next shot is from an advantageous position?
I think that's a lot of physical work also with my coach, because we try to reproduce this kind of situations where you're a little bit far off the line, or with tennis coach also, and then he gives you a short ball, so you have to step in fast, because it's not easy if you're really far from the baseline and you get a short ball. Sometimes it's not easy to adjust. So we were working hard on the practice courts to try to reproduce these situations and to make myself ready if there is something like this in the match.
You know, it's actually one of the first shots I've ever learned. My dad taught me. I think that was the first shot that my dad taught me, and especially for one-handers, I think it's so important. It's so vital. Strategically, it's very important to know when to play it. It's never easy to play it. I always say that, despite the fact that it's just okay, you can just slice it and kind of put the ball in the court, but you really need to know what to expect after that, and you kind of need to know when to hit it as well.
Oh, yes. Carves out a beauty. Oh, he has got it.
He uses it also to change up the pace, change up the angle, and so many other things. Throughout the years, through the matches that I've played, I feel like I have a very good handling of that shot, and I know I can do quite a bit of damage with it. Yeah.
What kind of player does it work really well against?
For me personally, it's very. I cannot point at certain game style just because I know in general it does a lot of damage. So if, for example, if somebody's let's say thumping the ball really hard, you want to take that pace off a little bit. You got to play it right. If somebody, I don't know, attacks you way too much on that side, you want to play it kind of short. So it's it really depends on the player. So that's why I choose it I feel very differently than a lot of players. They play slice sometimes just to play the slice. I play my slice with a lot of intention behind it.
What kind of player doesn't it work against, in your experience?
I don't know, Roger. No, actually he hates it when I play it. I don't know. Never works against Rafa, for example.
Why not?
Well, first he's lefty, so everything goes to his forehand, and he kind of slows down, gives him time to run around or do something with it. So you mainly need to go over it a little bit, but I always say one-handers always tend to struggle a little bit more against him, and especially I think on a surface like clay. Clearly, we all know how Rafa is on clay, but it's just it's like when you put all that combination together, it's just I think it's a lot of struggle.
specifically with the heavy, high forehand. What advantage does it give you? Why is it so effective against opponents?
It kind of gives me obviously the confidence that the ball always will kind of roll into the court. That's one of the reasons I put a lot of spin, but I think the advantage is that you make your opponent uncomfortable, because anytime someone hits a shot above like shoulder height, it gets unnatural for many players. I mean, it's not easy for players always to hit the shots over shoulder height. You usually want to hit it around between the shoulders and the hips.
Great forehands.
It's heavier for the body, and it's heavier to kind of get these balls towards you all the time. So that's kind of the idea, and that's what we've seen with, I think, Rafa and TM many years already now on the clay, that they play the high ball with a lot of spin, which causes a lot of problems, because it's not easy for the players to, if you want to step in and take it on the rise, it has so much friction or so many spin rotations on the ball that it's tough to kind of control the shot you want to hit.
But it feels like, especially on the hard courts, it feels like the spin has even increased more over the last couple of years to be much more potent, and has allowed you to be more dangerous on more surfaces. Is that accurate?
Yeah, I think what's improved more on my game on hard court lately, or the last years, has maybe been my return of serve. I'm able to get more returns back in play, and whenever I get the point going, I try obviously to run around and play heavy with the forehand. That's kind of the goal for the rallies, but it doesn't always happen, obviously. And I try to flatten out the shots a little bit more when I play on hard court, but at the same time I would still like to keep that spin momentum so that I don't have to change kind of my play styles going from different surfaces.
And how do you decide it's a good time to hit a trick shot?
To be honest with you, I never really decide, it just comes up, it's quite natural, it's very rare that, you're going to say that, oh, you're going to hit a trick shot. It's pretty much instinct. Most of the time it's to have my own fun, or, it's like I felt in a way that was the best shot I could hit, and it looks different.
Do you think it has a mental effect on your opponent when you hit those shots?
I hope not, to be honest, because it's funny, because it's a good question in a way that some trick shots people can, haters will say it's like you disrespect the opponent. First, it's not disrespect, because to hit a trick shot you need to be super focused. Or not to hit the trick shot, to not hurt yourself, and when you try something different, it's tougher than something simple. So this, I hope people will get it. Secondly, the main thing in tennis, that's a good tips for you guys, haters, focus on yourself, put your game, you don't have to see what the opponent do or whatever he does, because the principle is yourself. So I feel like, they take it and then they're on to the next one, No one like think, oh, Rafa, he hit like a between the legs lob on me. Oh, you clap, it's hard. Yeah. But, I still have a break point maybe to defend.
Yeah. Do you practice trick shots?
No. You know, you never really practice trick shots. You know, you hit them maybe more than certain player for your own reason, but you never go like, oh, you know, I'm going to practice the between the legs or whatever. You know, people. I give you like an example. You know, people are super precise with the moving around the balls at the net, whatever. But me, whatever the ball is coming like at me, you know, take it like I'm lazy, or maybe I develop something different because I'm lazy. I will automatically hit a volley between my legs. But not like, you know, in a way that I want to do a trick shot. It's in a way that, you know, maybe I developed like the lazy that, oh, you need to move around and hit a volley. But me, I will be like, okay, easy way, boom, I open my legs, boom, between the legs. Boom, trick shots. You know what I mean? Good, bad, I don't know.
Yeah.
Hit better.
I love it.